Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. So I've been a working artist all my life. I started out in New York City. That's where I lived as a fashion illustrator. I went to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, and I studied fashion illustration. I graduated and I did fashion illustration. And this is, if you want to see, this is some of the work I used to do. I used to work in pencil, very finished. I used to work for Gucci. I did their Sunday ads. I also did, did a lot of work for Women's Wear Daily. So the unfortunate part of the whole thing is that after a while, fashion illustration fell apart because everything turned to photography. Very disappointed. So I decided to stretch myself, and I took some classes in how to do storyboarding. So I worked for some directors for movies, advertising, and we had to keep like crazy hours. We would go in at 9 o'clock at night, and I'd say hi to my husband in the morning when he was leaving for work. So, and sometimes I even went for 2 days at these advertising agencies and just kept working. The money was great. I have to say, the money was wonderful. But boy, oh boy, it was a stretch on me as an artist and also my lifestyle. So while I was storyboarding, I met someone that worked for a very, very large shoe company. And they really started to use me freelance doing work for them, doing shoes and patterns and fabrics and stuff. And then they made me a nice offer to come on board to design slippers. Now they also were getting into the character business, meaning they were licensing characters from big companies like, not Disney, but one of them was Sanrio with Hello Kitty, G.I. Joe, Care Bears, Mutant Ninjas. So doing trucks and stuff and slippers for little boys for G.I. Joe. It was really, really fun. But I have a funny story. Now, just for anybody that doesn't know who Hello Kitty is, this is the character. Right, here she is. It's a cat, right? Cartoon cat. Sanrio from Japan is the one that actually designed the character. So it became really, 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 really famous. Very important, very, very important character. So, and I used to do a lot of traveling, to China and to, design the slippers, line build, go out to Vegas. So anyway, I was out in Vegas at the shoe show, and we were all like standing around, and the buyer from JCPenney came over and started talking to us. So one of the designers says, I don't understand, JCPenney. How come you're not putting Hello Kitty in your stores? I mean, it's all over the world. And she looks at all of us and says, I would not put that slut in my store. I mean, we all were totally dumbfounded. We didn't know what to say. How do you answer something like that? Well, we didn't. We just kind of, everybody was silent. But she never did put Hello Kitty in the stores. So that was a good story. In the meantime, my husband and I decided that we wanted to do something online. And this was in 1997. And it was kind of pre-time when people were not used to going online. So what we did was we went in the evenings, we took classes in how to have a business online. And we decided that we would use me as the catalyst because as an artist and use my talent to create a product that was, that we could actually sell. And so we started doing, we started doing designs with animals and cats and dogs. And it would all be, people could order whatever they wanted, very flexible, custom, and they could have it on mugs, they could have it on t-shirts, and all these different products, on tiles, anything they wanted. So we started doing that, and it was kind of fun. It was interesting. I had someone design a website for us. At that time, I had no clue how to do a website. And we had gone to the show, and somebody noticed that I had come up with this idea of doing transferring images onto tumbled marble, but nobody was doing it at that time. I found somebody that was doing it on wood, and I said, I wonder how that would correlate to tumbled marble. So we found out who I could get the coatings from, and we started selling murals on tiles. And only we cut out all the mugs and T-shirts, because everything was coming from China anyway. It was just, you couldn't make any money really doing it. So here's a couple of murals, installations, that were done over time, if you want to take a look. And the process is called dye sublimation. And basically you use a heat press. You understand it? You know it? Yeah, so it's all dye sublimation. And what it is, it's a gas, an ink that's a gas, and it's you have to use it on a tile that has a polymer coating. And then you use a heat press. My husband had, sorry, I've got to ride, had figured out how to, while I was working as a designer, he was figuring out how to make this work, this business work. And we were very new at, it was a new product out in the industry. So we started to do really well. People were really interested in this product, doing murals, and at a cost-effective price. So we also then included doing mosaics. So we've done mosaics. I worked for the Nashville Zoo. I did the 300-foot, I designed a 300-foot koi pond for them, and also did 6-foot, this is part of a 6-foot column, done in glass. This is all glass, and we also do stone. So at that point, we moved to San Antonio from New York. My husband had gotten very ill, and it made sense for me to come here to San Antonio. My sister and brother-in-law were here. And that's when I started, and I took care of him for about 7 years. He died in 2010. But in the meantime, I started taking ceramic classes, and I started doing hand-built ceramic and doing figures based on my background in fashion, which I love. I love it. And then I also incorporated collages, and this is some of the things I've done. I've got 2 big pieces that are out in the lobby if you want to take a look. One is 7-foot figure, and it's all hand built. So that's pretty much my background. So thank you. Oh, yeah.
I do.
Oh,
so,
sure.
So at least today, and part of your journey, you're clearly a professional in the fashion space. Is art a source of income for you, livelihood?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it just,
oh, it always has been. Yes, and still is, and probably, I'm sorry. I should have had some water.
or pizza?
Or pizza, no, not pizza right now, water. Anyway, yeah, definitely, it's always been a source of income all my life. So, and it still is, and it probably will be till the day I say bye-bye.
Tell them what happened this weekend.
Oh yeah, I was in a show at Incarnate Word, and it was nice. Somebody bought my piece, so that was very cool.
It's gorgeous. It is.
Thank you. Anything else I can help you with?
So are you from New York?
Oh yeah, most of my life I lived there.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved it. Eye candy. Everybody should go. It's really exciting.
I'm just curious how people moved to San Antonio.
Believe me, it was culture shock, and I didn't want to. I was dragged here. But I have to say that the cost of living here was 48% less than Manhattan, believe me. Plus the fact I couldn't do all that traveling to China. My husband was ill. I had to be there for him. It was very, very tense. So coming here was a relief. And then learning how to do ceramics getting my hands involved in the ceramics and the clay was absolutely amazing for me. So, yeah. Anything else?
The market that you sell to, is it primarily in San Antonio, or do you continue to
Worldwide.
sell worldwide?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're still on the internet.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's fascinating. I mean, 97, there wasn't a lot of internet.
No, no. I had no
Google
clue. We had no clue how to get online. And we took those 2 classes in New York, and it was amazing. It was just amazing. And it was such a new product that people were very interested. And they still are. They still are. I worked for DART. I did 8 murals for them for outdoor transit, for the transit, for their, it was 4 platforms, and they wanted 2 of the same murals. So. And that was done, that was all kiln fired. That was not dye sublimation because it has to last for a lifetime.
What would you say to a young artist that needs to figure out how to make a living at their art? What are 1 or 2
I would not,
keys that you would tell them?
yeah, I would not recommend going into fine art unless it's in conjunction with doing something commercially. And because I did it commercially, I could make a living because you can always freelance. Oh, thank you very much. Oh my God. Anybody else?